I wanted to do an update after we went to Disney this past weekend. Disney with the toddler is definitely difficult. Trey's about 16 and a half months, and we went with two little girls, one that's just turned 6 and the other is turning 2 this week. And we went to Epcot first, and I suggest if you're going to go to any of the parks and you do get the hopper, go to Epcot if you want them to meet.
Apple.
Okay.
Apple.
Apple, hold on. If you want them to meet the characters, the lines are a lot shorter at Epcot, because nobody really goes to Epcot unless you're going to a beer and wine festival like they had, in my opinion.
Apple.
So we went there for a few hours, and then we went to Magic Kingdom. But I definitely try to stick to the schedule that we have normally, as much as I could. But like Friday night, Trey was up until, uh-oh, your apple. Say hi, Trey. Hi. Hi. Are you having apple? Show them what you're having. Apple?
Apple.
Good job.
Apple.
Okay, so he was up till midnight on Friday night because, long story short, we stayed at at what's called I think it was Port Orleans or something, Riverside. That's the hotel that we stayed at. And I don't suggest staying at a Disney hotel if you don't have to, because you are stuck buying everything from the resort, dinner, food, and stuff like that, because in order to get to like fast food or like restaurants and stuff that you've heard of, or even CVS or Walgreens, you have to drive. Like, you'll look it up on the map and it says it's only a couple of miles away, but then if you're not from there, which I'm not, you don't realize that you have to drive from in front of downtown Disney to get to the main street where everything is. And that just killed the whole Friday night, because we tried to order pizza, 2 large pizzas and 2 waters, I think it was, from the hotel, and it was $50. So we called right back after we talked when my friend got off the phone, and we're like, forget that, that's ridiculous. And so we found a Papa John's that said it was like a little over 2 miles away, and I was like, okay, I'll go run and get it. It can't be that hard. And that's when I got stuck in the traffic for the Friday night, everyone going to downtown Disney and stuff. And I got lost. I didn't even know where north and south was, because I don't have the ocean. The ocean's not near you to direct. Like, if you know the ocean's on on which direction the ocean is, you know north and south. And so yeah, I got lost, and the pizza was terrible by the time I got it back to the room, because it was cold. There was no microwave in the room. So we couldn't even warm it up, so that just was a bummer. But anyways, Trey was up till about midnight, and his normal bedtime is between 8 and 8:30, and then with the teething sometimes it's been 9. But he woke up, he still wakes up every 2.5 to 3 hours, and the girls that I was with, there was two other adults that stayed in our room with their actually just one little girl, and then Trey and I. But yeah, he wakes up and everybody can hear him, because he doesn't stop screaming or crying until he gets what he wants. And which is, I'm giving him like a toddler formula, and because he can't have the dairy. And so he woke up at about 8 o'clock in the morning, which was awesome, because that's late for him. He normally is up between 6:30 and 7 every morning. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, that's the picture that you see him laying with his hands like behind his head on the pillow. It was so cute, because once he woke up at 6, he wouldn't go back to sleep unless I was holding him, so I'd let him sleep with us in the bed. And I snuck out of the bed and jumped in the shower, so that's why he was by himself. And but my friends were there and awake, and so they were watching him. And we went to we ate breakfast at the hotel. The prices weren't that bad at the hotel for breakfast, but Oh, something I suggest, if you buy your tickets online, I don't know if there's a way to check in some other way besides at the park, or maybe if you're not getting any different of a deal, maybe you can buy your tickets like at a hotel itself, because then you can actually get like your ticket and go. When we got to Epcot, one of the moms just bought season tickets, season passes, and she ordered them online, but she had to stand in this really long line to get to like check in or get her ticket or something like that. And so it's like we waited at the hotel line, and then we ended up waiting at Epcot. So it was kind of like we should have just went straight to Epcot, knowing that other mom had to wait in that line. So I don't know, I just and bought it from in the same line as her. But anyways, because that was literally like over an hour just to get in. And the other moms, they had a couple beers there, because at Magic Kingdom they don't serve alcohol. I guess there's only one place that serves alcohol, and that is an Italian restaurant that you have to sit and eat dinner, and you can get wine or something like that. I don't drink, but the girls I was with, you know, they were on a vacation. They wanted to have a couple beers, and so that's pretty much, I think, why we went to Epcot. But seeing the characters was fun too. So and Trey fell asleep around, I think, around 1 o'clock, and he slept for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I know the other people that, you know, I was with were kind of frustrated because I wouldn't wake him up and go on anything, because he's the type of child that doesn't just stay asleep and, you know, stand in line waiting for a ride on your shoulder. So I just waited with the strollers and him and let them go on like Finding Nemo ride, and they went and met two of the characters without him. But that was okay, because I know how he is if he does not get his nap, and my life would be so much harder if he didn't get enough sleep. So, and plus being up till midnight the night before, he definitely needed a good nap. So I was glad I stuck with my guns, because the rest of the day he was really good. Yeah, he wanted to run off if I put him down on the ground, so I did buy him the backpack with the leash, but he's never used it before, and I think he tried to take off and it got like tight, and he fell backwards, or he threw himself backwards, because that's his tantrums, which are dangerous. He throws himself backwards and doesn't care if he hits his head on the hard floor or not. So that's something that I look for, how he's acting, and if he starts stomping his feet or getting fussy, I'm quick behind him to catch him. But anyways, he did really good, and we went to Magic Kingdom, and it worked out really good, because by the time we got to that park, it was, I want to say 6 o'clock at night, and they're open till 1 o'clock right now in the morning. So we went on, let's see, I'm trying to think of the names of the ride. We went on the Winnie the Pooh ride. We went on It's a Small World, which is so cute to see the little dolls, and then to see their reaction when they see them like singing and moving and stuff. And of course, my little man, he was more interested in the fact that we were on water, and kept trying to lean over to look at the water, and kept telling everybody, water, water, because you're on like a little boat. And but it was cute when we first went on it to see his like mouth open, like looking at all the dolls and stuff. But the other ride we went on was Little Mermaid, and he got to meet Little Mermaid, and he kept calling her a turtle because she's sitting in a shell like behind her, and he like touched her sequins and stuff and was like fascinated. It was cute. And the other ride we went on was Pirates of the Caribbean, which by that point he was asleep, like cradled in my arms, and I was holding on to him. And if you're not familiar with the ride, in the very beginning there's a small little dip, and we went down the dip and while he was asleep, and one of the moms that I was with, like, she got wet, so she screamed really loud, so he woke up and his like eyes were all big, like looking around and like looking at the ride and stuff, but he still did really good. And but what worked out really good is how he was pretty tired. For once, he was pretty chill and mellow. The only ride that he was really trying to get up and run around or was on It's a Small World, but luckily my friend sat on the other side of him, so we kind of like kept him in between us. But we also went on Haunted Mansion, and all of those rides that I named, he sat in between us, and he sat there because he was so tired. And besides the Pirates Caribbean, I held him, but he sat there and just like watched and looked around and stuff, and it was just like not my child, because he is go go go, but he was so physically exhausted that he actually sat, so it worked out pretty good. And we wanted to go on Splash Mountain. We were gonna have the other moms. He was like around 9 o'clock. He was ready. He was done. He was tired. He was falling asleep. And so they were going to watch him in the stroller when my friend and I went on Splash Mountain. But the water was off when we walked over to it, and it was like over an hour wait. And they said they were having problems with it, so it's not even up and running. Woo! You need help? Please. Good job. And so that was kind of our adventures at Disney.
Yeah.
What do you have? Do you have your Mickey Mouse ears? Is that your Mickey straw? Show them how you do it. You see yourself? Say hi. Hi. Okay. But my suggestion...
Water.
Yes, water.
Water.
Do you want an apple?
Apple.
Here you go. Here you go. Apple. Sorry.
Apple.
My suggestion is to bring your own waters and lots of snacks, because they do check your bags before you go in the park, but they don't care if you bring like water bottles, especially that you have like a child with you. So if you want to, bring like a little soft cooler, put it on the bottom of your stroller, put some sandwiches, because everything you're going to be stuck eating, at least your kids are, chicken nuggets or a hot dog, and like that's all they really have. And they have like apple slices and stuff like that, but I would bring, if you wanted to try to save money and not spend $8 for a Happy Meal or a kids meal, because some of the places seems like it was like $7 or $8 just for the kids meal, and then adults was like $10 to $12, which I know it's expected because you're on vacation and they can charge it because people will pay it. But you can bring sandwiches, snacks, water bottles, which I would bring a lot of water bottles, because it's still, being in Florida, it's still really hot here. In the direct sun, it was still like really hot. And but I'm trying to think of any other suggestions that I had. Definitely bring a stroller that maneuvers really well. Bring snacks. Epcot for the characters. And I think that's everything I can think of. That's, oh, and the hotel wise, don't stay at a Disney hotel. I mean, you can if you want, but my suggestion is stay at one of the cheaper hotels that's on, it's called, I think 535 is the road, and that's just where everything is, so you can go to a normal restaurant on the nights that you're not at the park and stuff. And in souvenirs, you can just pick that stuff up at like tons of shops on that road, and even Walgreens had shirts and stuff that were reasonably priced. Like the kids' shirts, I think, were like $7, and adult shirts were like 12 or something. They had like Mickey Mouse on it, so you don't have to spend the money at the park. You can get it there, because we were looking at a pair of Crocs that were Mickey Mouse Crocs that were like $40. So I'm not spending that on a pair of Crocs. There you go. Alright, well, oh my goodness, this is a really long video. Sorry if you're still watching. Alright, well, that was our adventure at Disney, and you can do it if you have a toddler. Just have to have patience, let them take a nap, bring snacks, and a good stroller. Alright, thanks for watching. Say bye, Trey. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Can you blow a kiss? Mwah. Mwah. Good boy. Close enough. Ew. Bye.